Imagine walking through the silent, decaying halls of an abandoned asylum, where every shadow seems to hold a secret and every whisper could be a voice from the past. These places aren't just empty buildings. They're vaults of unsolved mysteries and chilling paranormal encounters. For decades, these asylums were home to thousands, and their stories didn't end when the doors were locked for the last time. Today, they are hotspots for paranormal investigators and urban explorers, each seeking answers to questions that linger in the dust-filled air. From disembodied voices echoing in empty wards, to spectral figures seen fleetingly in moonlit corridors, the tales are as numerous as they are terrifying. But what if some of these stories are more than just legends? What if they are echoes of real, tragic events trapped in a loop of time? Let's step inside the infamous Paranormal Asylum in Pennsylvania. Closed in 1987 after years of controversy and allegations of patient abuse, Pennsylvania is now considered one of the most haunted locations in America. Visitors and investigators consistently report the same terrifying phenomena. One of the most persistent stories involves the spirit of a young girl. She's often heard giggling or seen playing in the Mayflower building, one of the most active paranormal spots on the grounds. People have captured electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, of a child's voice saying "go away" or "I'm scared." Toys left in rooms are often found moved, and some have even seen a small, shadowy figure darting between doorways. Who was this little girl? Was she a patient? A visitor? Her identity remains one of Pennsylvania's most profound and heartbreaking mysteries. The consistency of these encounters across different groups of people year after year makes you wonder if it's just a story or a soul truly unable to leave. Another chilling, unsolved tale from Pennsylvania is that of the angry man in the Philadelphia building. This is where the most violent patients were housed, and it seems that aggression has seeped into the very walls. Investigators have reported being pushed, scratched, and yelled at by an unseen force. Loud bangs and growls are common, and many have recorded EVPs of a deep, malevolent voice cursing at them. Some psychics claim it's the spirit of a former guard known for his cruelty, while others believe it's a culmination of the negative energy from countless suffering patients. The problem is, records from that era are notoriously poor or were destroyed, without a name or a specific event to tie it to. This aggressive entity remains a faceless, terrifying enigma. Is it a single spirit, or something else entirely a manifestation of the pain and suffering that define this place for so long? Now, let's travel across the country to the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky. Originally a hospital for tuberculosis patients, it's said that tens of thousands died within its walls. One of its most famous unsolved mysteries is the story of the nurse in room 502. The legend says a nurse, heartbroken and unwed, took her own life in this room. Today, people who venture to the 5th floor report seeing a shadowy figure of a woman standing in the window of room 502. They hear a female voice telling them to get out and feel an overwhelming sense of sadness. What makes this story so compelling is its persistence. For decades, the narrative has remained unchanged, passed down through generations of locals and paranormal enthusiasts, but historical records are inconclusive. While nurses did work and live at Waverly, there's no official documentation confirming this tragic event. So, is the woman in room 500 to a genuine spirit, forever reliving her final moments? Or is she a powerful legend created to explain the intense feelings of despair that permeate that part of the building? The lack of concrete evidence only deepens the mystery. Another enduring puzzle at Waverly Hills is the Death Tunnel. This 500-foot-long tunnel was originally built to transport supplies and staff, but it soon took on a more macabre purpose, discreetly removing the bodies of deceased patients. It was a way to keep morale up among the living by hiding the sheer scale of death. Today, this dark, sloping tunnel is a focal point of paranormal activity. Visitors report hearing moans, seeing apparitions, and feeling as though they are being followed. Gurneys are said to roll on their own, and strange lights flicker in the oppressive darkness. Investigators have captured countless EVPs of voices pleading for help or whispering names. The question that remains unsolved is, who were these spirits? Are they the souls of the patients whose final journey was through this dark chute? Their identity is lost to time, with so many having passed through. It's impossible to pinpoint any single individual. The death tunnel seems to be a conduit for residual energy, a permanent scar left by unimaginable loss. Its voices crying out from a past we can't fully comprehend. Let's move on to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. This massive stone structure has a dark history filled with overcrowding and primitive medical practices. One of its most perplexing paranormal cases is that of a young girl named Lily. Lily is said to have been a patient who lived and died in the asylum at a young age. Her spirit is believed to haunt the children's ward. Unlike the more aggressive entities, Lily's presence is described as playful and curious. She reportedly interacts with toys, especially balls, rolling them back and forth with investigators. People hear her giggling and her faint footsteps running down the halls. Many have left her gifts, only to find them moved to other locations later. The mystery isn't whether there's so many have had similar experiences, but who Lily actually was. Asylum records from the 19th and early 20th centuries are often incomplete. While there are records of young patients, none can be definitively identified as Lily. Was Lily her real name, or a name given to her by the staff or other patients? Without a paper trail, her story exists only in the ghostly whispers and playful encounters within the asylum's walls. A friendly but sorrowful spirit whose life story is lost forever. Finally, we have the unsettling story of Big Jim at Trans-Allegheny. He is believed to be the spirit of a massive patient who was murdered by other inmates. His presence is felt most strongly on the first floor, in the men's ward where he supposedly died. People who encounter Big Jim describe a towering, dark shadow figure. He is not a talkative spirit. Instead, his presence is marked by a heavy, oppressive feeling and the sense of being watched by someone very large. Doors are said to slam shut in his vicinity, and objects have been thrown with considerable force. Staff and investigators alike have reported feeling a sudden, inexplicable fear when entering his territory. Like Lily, the historical records for a patient matching Jim's description and story are non-existent. Was he a real person whose murder was covered up? Or is Big Jim a composite entity? A manifestation of the violence and fear that ruled the wards. His identity is a black hole in the asylum's history. A powerful, silent presence whose story is told only through fear and physical paranormal phenomena. These stories from Penhurst, Waverly Hills, and Trans-Allegheny are just the tip of the iceberg. What truly makes them so haunting is not just the ghostly encounters, but the fact that they are tied to real human suffering. These weren't just buildings, they were places of immense pain, loneliness, and despair. When we hear a voice in an empty room or see a shadow move, are we simply witnessing a ghost, or are we being confronted with an echo of a life that was forgotten? A person whose story was never told. These unsolved paranormal mysteries force us to remember the thousands of individuals who lived and died behind these walls. Their identities often erased by time and poor record keeping. The spirits may be nameless, but their presence ensures they are not entirely forgotten. What do you think? Are these genuine spirits trying to communicate, or is it our own fear and imagination filling in the blanks of a tragic history? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you're fascinated by the mysteries that lie in the shadows of history, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have so many more unsolved stories to explore together. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.